budget insurance. Affordable because you can't afford not to.
Hello and welcome to the inside of the BMW 128 Ti. My name is Chiro de Siena. I am on the Aldo Scribante race circuit and I'm having a good day at the office. Very, very nice day. We're out here with the new Yaris GR and the new Golf GTI. But in this video we're going to focus on the BMW. So, does this 4-cylinder turbocharged front-wheel drive BMW have what it takes to take on the Golf GTI? I'll tell you just now. Right, so BMW for a long time made the only rear-wheel drive hatchback on the market, and then they decided, well, we've got this unique selling point, let's chuck it in the bin and go front-wheel drive like everyone else. The thing is, I don't really blame them too much. And interestingly, BMW surveyed their 1 Series customers and 80% of them didn't even know if their 1 Series was front or rear-wheel drive. And then they decided, well, let's just go front-wheel drive. It's cheaper and easier, and they can share the platform around with the Mini brand and the X1 and all the rest of it. And so here we are with a front-wheel drive 1 Series. You can only buy front-wheel drive or you can buy X-Drive. But where it gets really spicy is you can't even buy a 6-cylinder 1 Series anymore. The 135, the 140 of the past, rear-wheel drive, straight 6 up front, they're gone. Let's just have a moment of silence for those cars. Anyway, the world progresses, things must change, things must move on. And so we have a 4-part turbocharged BMW motor in here, 2 liters. It's actually the same engine that you get in the sibling of this car, the M135i, except it's detuned. So in here, you've got 180 kilowatts and 380 Newton meters, and in the M135i, you've got 225 and 450. So you're down a bit of power here, but because this is only front-wheel drive and they've chucked out the whole rear of the drivetrain, this car is actually 80 kgs lighter than the M135i. So its power to weight ratio is pretty decent. So 0 to 100 in 6.4 in here, onto a top speed of 230 kilometers an hour. But a hot hatch is not necessarily all about straight line speed. It's about the corners and how it feels in the bends. So let's start making use of Aldo Scribante racetrack here and throw this TI into some corners. Whoa, that is a lot of tire squeal. Goodness me, okay. Yeah, the front seems to be washing wide a little bit earlier than I would like it to. Change of direction's good. Not terribly impressed with the front end bites. It's not really communicating to me what the front wheels are up to. The front of the car feels a little bit light actually. And when you get on the power coming out of a corner, if you're not pointing in a straight line, then it just complains. Listen to that. Shove out of the corners is not bad. It does feel like you really have to hustle it to get it to do what you want it to do. The exhaust note is not very inspiring. It's a bit of a drone, if I'm honest. There's not too much to write home about there, that's for sure. In fact, I think it's letting this engine down a little bit, because this engine is quite revvy. It's quite happy to rev, but I'm not getting that feeling from it. It's not visceral enough really. And I think the issue I'm having is that I just pushed the new Golf 8 GTI around this track, and I thought it was quite a bit better than this. Yeah, it was a bit awkward, but that car just gave me so much more confidence in the corners. It felt so much more planted than this. I knew exactly what the front tires were up to all the time. Another big difference between this car and the Golf GTI is you've got a 7-speed DSG in there, dual clutch automatic, and in here you've got an 8-speed traditional torque converter. But let's do a little top speed run down the main straight here at Aldo Scribante, 6,500 RPM. We're nearly at 180 km an hour. Okay, that's not slow at all, is it? Sheesh. I don't feel like I'm lacking for power. In fact, I feel like it has just the right amount of power for a sort of average motorist like myself. Any more than this going through that limited slip diff, and I think this car would be a bit too much of a handful.
I really like what BMW have done with the interior of this 128 Ti. There are lots of nice little touches, like the graphic design on the seat and the Ti logo embroidered on Alcantara covering the center storage. The seats are also an attractive mix of leather and textile, and I think the seats could have been designed for a bit more support in the corners, but they were comfortable. The instrument cluster is digital but designed to look analog, and the infotainment system has all the functionality you might expect, including Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. All things considered, there's enough in here to make you feel like you're driving something a bit special.
I think BMW have done enough here to make this an interesting front-wheel drive hatchback. But I've driven a lot of BMWs in my life, and if you blindfolded me and let me take this round a track, which would be impressive given that I was blindfolded, but you know what I mean, if you covered up all the obvious things which make it a BMW and you let me drive it around here, I wouldn't say it was a BMW. And I'm not saying brands should never change the way they do things. I just think those rear-wheel drive 6-cylinder 1 Series hatchbacks had something really special to them. And this, it doesn't feel as special. It kind of just feels like everything else on the market. And like I say, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. In fact, this is a good car to drive. Is it a BMW? Not so sure.
Thanks very much for watching. If you've just watched this video but you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, you absolutely should do that immediately right now. Click the subscribe button. It's a good idea for a bunch of reasons which I actually don't have really a lot of time to go into, but it's good. It's a good idea. Excellent. Thanks for watching. I said that already.
Budget insurance. Affordable because you can't afford not to.